We are currently supply constrained, and mainly by the manpower, not just of our own company, but the whole ecosystem within the aviation industry. As you know, right, to fly a flight, we need to have manpower in the air, manpower on the ground. We also need the airport workers to be ready to take our flights, both in Hong Kong and overseas. So there's a number of considerations. And our projection is 70% passenger flight capacity by end of this year. And it's mainly driven by whether we can assemble all the necessary resourcing that we need across the whole system. And so far we're on track, I would say. Currently, as you said, we are already at 50%, and we're working very hard towards 70% by end of this year.
What capacity do you need to operate at in order to become profitable?
It really depends on many other factors, right? Like how full the flights might be, the yield we can generate on our flights. But I'm hopeful that this year, I think we can turn around the business and be back in profit overall. And so far, I think I would say the booking trend on the passenger front, both for our premium airline, Cathay Pacific, as well as for our low-cost carrier, HK Express, have been pretty encouraging. So I think we have a good chance to be able to make a difference this year.
Cathay Pacific received a lifeline from the government in 2020, and we're looking at the repayment of 1.5 billion Hong Kong dollars in preference share dividends owed to the government this year. Can you give us the timetable as to when ordinary shareholders will be able to resume receiving their dividends once again?
According to our agreement with the government, we have to pay up all the preference share dividend before we can distribute any dividend to our ordinary shareholders. And it is our plan actually to pay up all the cumulative preference share dividend within this year. And after that, I think then we can consider dividend for our ordinary shareholder.
Does that mean that ordinary shareholders can get paid this year?
Not necessarily, but technically they could, but it all depends on the business result that we can generate this year. So it's a bit too early to say. I think we are only 3 months into this year yet. So I think it really depends on the business performance.